Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Out of the Park Baseball 18 in the 2017 season with a drafted Reds team. I'm into the last 6 games of the season. I'm in first place. I think I'm a game up right now. Come back to this. Yeah, I'm a game up. I think I'm far enough up in the... Let's see, 98.7% chance of making the playoffs at this point. So I'd really have to, basically, I think I'd have to lose out and the other team would have to win out. Or one game either way. 98.7 would probably be one game either way. Very low chance of it happening, though. So we're into the last 6 games of the season. I'm playing a series versus the Brewers, and this is why you should check opponents' batting splits for your pitchers. Because Martin Perez here is a lefty. He throws left-handed, but if you check his splits, lefties are hitting better against him than righties, actually considerably better. More than, like, close to 140 points in OPS better. So, if I just looked at his, he throws left-handed, I'd start my right-handed hitters. But in this case, I'd probably be better off leaving my lefties in. So, check, like I found out with Adrian Gonzalez and his batting, with runners in scoring position, you got to look deeper into the stats. I mean, WAR is a nice guideline, but when you've got a first baseman, you're paying him $14 million and you're batting him cleanup or third or whatever. Unless they're pitching around him, like you don't have anybody hitting behind him, they're pitching around him and walking him every time, or there's some other anomaly. If he's not driving in runs, you need to get him out of the lineup. 180, or if you're hitting 179 with runners in scoring position, you're a first baseman making $14 million, you're not doing your job. So I had to sit Gonzalez, and the teams have been playing better since I've done that. But you got to look deeper into the stats. That's just what I'm trying to get to here. All right. I got Jaggy Yeo playing third base. We'll get our lefties in the lineup. I'll play, got Judge playing left. That's interesting. We'll get Derek Fisher in left field. Jaggy Yeo playing first base. Can leave Albies in leadoff, I suppose. Kind of a problem. Some of my hitters are switch hitters. So even though I'd rather have them hitting left-handed off of Perez here, I'm not going to have that option. I need to see. Let's see, how has Brinson been hitting lately? Oh, Brinson had a huge game. I definitely need to play Brinson then. Alright, I want to play Payton, but Brinson's going to play. We'll have him play center. I need a third baseman. Actually, it could make sense to play Jaggy Yeo at third base and then play Adrian Gonzalez at first. We'll bat him ninth. We'll get his bat in the lineup, but we'll bat him ninth. We'll see how that goes today. All right, Albies leading off. We'll have Brinson bat second. All right, this will be an interesting lineup. And I'll punish Gonzalez for hitting 179 with runners in scoring position by batting him ninth. Welcome to Miller Park in Milwaukee, where the Milwaukee Brewers will be hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Brewers, Martin Perez. Perez has an 11-12 record with a 4.35 ERA. He struck out 134 batters in 194 in the third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .311 with 7 RBIs. Perez delivers the 3-2 pitch. Strikes out Albies to lead off the game. One down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson, the center fielder, hitting .260 with 20 home runs and 67 RBIs.
Strike three.
Perez strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher stands in. The right fielder hitting .221 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Hernandez up with it, throws out Fisher at first base. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score in Milwaukee after a half inning. Pitching today for the Reds, John Gray. Gray 4-6 on the season with a 5 ERA. He struck out 90 batters in 86 in the third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Brewers' second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez hitting .252 with 4 home runs and 38 RBIs. Line shot to left field. Moss back on it, makes the catch. For the first out of the inning, 1 down. Brings the catcher Wilson Ramos to the plate. Ramos hitting .257 with 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Jagiello up with it. Throws out Ramos at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, and that brings the center fielder Mike Trout to the plate. Trout hitting .293 with 30 home runs and 76 RBIs. Gray delivers. Hard hit ball to left center field. Moss makes the running catch deep in the gap to steal extra bases from Trout. And the Brewers go down 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. No score after 1 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the second, Eric Jagiello. Jagiello playing third base today. Hitting .278 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Big shift on for Jagiello. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base for the left fielder Brandon Moss. Moss hitting .237 with 14 home runs and 41 RBIs. Moss strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Carson Kelly stands in. Kelly hitting .230 with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. Hard hit ball down to first base. Belt goes to second to cut down the runner Jagiello. No return throw to first. Kelly safe there. And he'll be there at first with 2 outs for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .240 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs. They put the runner in motion for Simmons. Ground ball down to third base. Gallo up with it, throws out Simmons at first. And the Reds go down here in the top of the second. No score after 1.5 in Milwaukee. Brandon Belt to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the second. Belt hitting .282 with 16 home runs and 82 RBIs. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Simmons catches it on the fly for the first out of the inning. 1 down. J.D. Martinez stands in. The Brewer right fielder hitting .267 with 27 home runs and 82 RBIs. Gray delivers. Liner to right center field. Gets down for a base hit for Martinez. He's sliding into second for a double. He's in there safely. Uh-oh. He hurt his knee. They have to take him out of the ball game. Tommy Pham pinch running for Martinez. The Brewers have a runner in scoring position for the third baseman, Joey Gallo. Gallo hitting .211 with 18 home runs and 39 RBIs. Big shift on for Gallo. He draws a walk here. They'll be on at first base for the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. Mercer hitting .239 with 4 home runs and 39 RBIs. Ground ball to second base. Albies to Simmons to Gonzalez. And the twin killing gets the Reds out of the inning. No score after 2 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the third, John Gray. Gray hitting .130 with a couple RBIs. Perez delivers. Strikes out Gray to lead off the inning. 1 down. The first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez, steps to plate. Gonzalez hitting .270 with 24 home runs and 66 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Mercer up with it. Throws out Gonzalez at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies 0 for 1 on the day. Liner to center field. Trout picks it off. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the third. No score in Milwaukee after 2.5. Brian Goodwin to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the third. The left fielder hitting .261 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Deep fly ball to center field. Going back on it, Brinson. He makes the catch just short of the wall. 1 down in the inning. Brings the pitcher, Martin Perez, to the plate. Perez hitting .138 with a couple RBIs. Gray strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The leadoff hitter, Cesar Hernandez, stands in. The second baseman 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball down to third base. Jagiello has to put it in his pocket. Infield hit for Hernandez. He's on at first with good speed for the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Ramos 0 for 1. Gray checks the runner, delivers to Ramos to the plate. Strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers strand a runner here in the third. They fail to score. 0-0 after 3 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the fourth, Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, 0 for 1. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for Brinson. He'll be on at first base for the right fielder, Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 1. Let's see. Perez and Ramos are a good combo, so we're going to play station to station with Brinson.
Strike 3.
Perez strikes out Fisher for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Eric Jagiello steps to the plate. Jagiello drew a walk in his first at-bat. Ground ball down to second. It goes 4-5-3, the double play. And the Brewers get out of the inning here in the top of the fourth. No score after 3.5 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the fourth, Mike Trout. Trout 0 for 1. Looper to left. Base hit for Trout. He'll be on at first base with good speed for the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Belt 0 for 1. Gray throws over, Trout back. Checks the runner, delivers to Belt at the plate. Fly ball to center field. Brinson settles underneath it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Trout still down at first base. Tommy Pham stands in. Pham playing right field now, hitting .227 with 13 home runs and 36 RBIs. Pop up on the infield. Gonzalez under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Joey Gallo stands in. Gallo drew a walk in his first at-bat. Hard hit ball down to first. Gray tries to get over to the cover, but Gonzalez doesn't flip it to him in time. Infield single for Gallo. The Brewers now have runners at first and second for the shortstop Jordy Mercer. Mercer 0 for 1. Hard hit ball to short. Simmons takes a short route to second. And the Reds get out of the jam here in the bottom of the fourth. Still no score after 4 in Milwaukee. Brandon Moss to lead off the top of the fifth for the Reds. He's 0 for 1. Big shift on for Moss. Hard hit ball down to first. Belt up with it, takes to the bag himself. One down the inning. Carson Kelly steps to the plate. The catcher 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Perez strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Andrelton Simmons stands in. The shortstop 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first base. Belt up with it. Takes to the bag himself. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the fifth. No score after 4.5 in Milwaukee. Leading off of the Brewers in the top of the bottom of the fifth, Brian Goodwin. Goodwin 0 for 1. Gray delivers. Liner to left field, going back on it, Moss. He makes a catch deep in the corner for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The pitcher Martin Perez stands in. Perez 0 for 1. Fly ball to right center field, going over Brinson. Wow. Full extension to get that one. 2 outs in the inning. The leadoff hitter, Cesar Hernandez, stands in. Hernandez 1 for 2. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it, throws out Hernandez at first. And the Brewers are retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth. No score after 5 here in Milwaukee. John Gray to lead off the top of the sixth for the Reds. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball. Pop fly on the infield. Mercer over to try to make the catch, but he drops it. Gray's going to be on first on the error. Nobody out in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. The first baseman 0 for 1. Pop fly. Foul territory on the left side of the infield. Gallo under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. The second baseman 0 for 2. Liner through the left side of the infield, base hit for Albies. Gray moves up to second on the play. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 2 today. Pop up into short right. Infield fly rule called. Hernandez puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher stands in. Fisher 0 for 2. Line shot through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Fisher. Gray's rounding third. He's trying to score. And he's in. The Reds now lead 1-0 on the Derek Fisher RBI single. Reds have runners at first and second with 2 outs for the third baseman Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 0 for 1 with a walk. Ground ball to second. Hernandez up with it, throws out Jagiello at first, and the Reds go down here in the top of the sixth. They score a run. They now lead the Brewers 1-0 after 5.5. Oops. Gray at 80 pitches on the day, so I'm going to go ahead and start warming some people up. Wilson Ramos to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the sixth. He's 0 for 2. Line shot to right field. Fisher makes a nice catch out there for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Mike Trout, the center fielder, stands in. Trout 1 for 2. Pop up on the right side of the infield in foul territory. Kelly under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The first baseman, Brandon Belt, steps to the plate. Belt 0 for 2. Gray delivers. Belt works a walk. He'll be on at first base for the right fielder, Tommy Pham. Pham 0 for 1. Gray throws over to first. Belt back. Checks the runner, delivers to Pham at the plate. Ground ball to short. Simmons goes the short route to second. Belt's retired. And the Brewers go down here in the bottom of the 6th. They trail the Reds 1-0. I've got a little bit of a dilemma here. Edwin Diaz has been pitching pretty terribly lately. Blown several saves. Well, I guess it doesn't look too bad. I don't know. This save, I've noticed the blown saves, but maybe he's allowed to have a bad game every now and then. He's got Gallo leading off the next inning. I might as well get Rivero ready. Alright. Leading off for the Reds here in the top of the 7th, Brandon Moss. Moss 0 for 2. Hard hit ball through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Moss. He found a way through the shift. He's on at first base with nobody out for the catcher, Carson Kelly. Kelly 0 for 2. High deep drive to center field. Did Kelly get all that one? Yes, he did. It was off the batter's eye in center field. That's certainly not coming back. And the Reds extend their lead to 3 on the 2-run home run by Carson Kelly. 3-0 Reds here in the top of the 7th. Still nobody out in the inning. Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. Simmons 0 for 2. Ground ball to short. Mercer up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings John Gray to the plate. They'll pinch hit for Gray here. Mike Ford, the pinch hitter, hitting 182 with an RBI. Perez delivers. Top ground ball back to the mound. Perez up with it, throws out Ford at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 2. Liner back up the middle. Base hit for Gonzalez. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the leadoff hitter, Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 3. Looper to left field. Goodwin makes a nice catch out there. Still a base hit from Albies. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 7th. They scored 2. They now lead the Brewers by 3. 3-0 after 6.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 5-1 with a 2.1 ERA. He struck out 79 batters in 73 innings pitched. He'll be facing the third baseman, Joey Gallo. Gallo 1 for 1 today with a couple walks. Big shift on for Gallo. Rivero delivers. Ground ball down to first base. Gonzalez takes to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The shortstop, Jordy Mercer, stands in. Mercer 0 for 2. Fly ball to center field. Brinson under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brian Goodwin steps to the plate. Goodwin, the left fielder, 0 for 2. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Goodwin at first, and the Brewers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. They trail the Reds 3-0 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 8th, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 3 on the day.
Strike 3, you're out.
New pitcher for the Brewers, Cam Bedrosian, strikes out Brinson for the first out of the inning. Bedrosian 1-6 with a 3.27 ERA, struck out 122 batters in 88 innings pitched. The right fielder Derek Fisher stands in for the Reds. Fisher 1 for 3 with an RBI. Ground ball down to first base. Belt up with it. Flips to the pitcher Bedrosian, who covers. Fisher's retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Eric Jagiello steps to the plate. Jagiello 0 for 2 with a walk. He draws another one here. He'll be down at first base with 2 outs for the left fielder Brandon Moss. Moss 1 for 3 today. Trying to think what I'm going to do with Rivero. He's got 16 pitches. If I let him pitch the switch hitters, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, maybe I can get him through a couple outs. Anyway, Moss at the plate. Moss 1 for 3 on the day. Jagiello at first, 2 outs in the inning. Bedrosian delivers, strikes out Moss to end the inning. Reds are retired here in the top of the 8th. They lead the Brewers 3-0 after 7.5. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 8th, Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .286 with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs. Rivero into his second inning of work. He delivers to Gonzalez. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Cesar Hernandez stands in. The leadoff hitter hitting second baseman, 1 for 3 on the day. Rivera delivers. High deep drive to center field. Brinson going back. Makes a catch short of the track for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brings the catcher Wilson Ramos to the plate. We'll do a double switch here. Holder in to pitch. Mark Payton into the game. We'll have him play right, and Fisher shifts to left. Double switch for the Reds. Taking over in right field, Mark Payton. Derek Fisher switches to left. New pitcher, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-6 with a 3.42 ERA. Struck out 79 batters and 73 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing Wilson Ramos. Ramos the catcher, 0 for 3. Big shift on for Ramos. Holder delivers. The 3-2 pitch. Ramos works the walk. He'll be down at first base with 2 outs for the center fielder, Mike Trout. Trout 1 for 3 today. Holder checks the runner, delivers to Trout at the plate. Pop up on the infield. Ozzie Albies in, makes the catch. And the Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the 8th. They trail the Reds 3-0. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 9th, the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Brewers, Craig Kimbrell. Kimbrell 5 and 13. Wow. He likes to be involved in decisions with a 7.01 ERA. He struck out 98 batters in 16 1/3 innings pitched. Delivers to Kelly.
Strike 3.
Strikes him out for the first out of the inning, 1 down. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons stands in. Simmons 0 for 3. Hearted ball back up the middle. Base hit for Simmons. He's on at first base with 1 out for the right fielder Mark Payton. Payton hitting .259 this season with a home run and 3 RBIs. Kimbrell delivers to Payton. Fly ball to right field. Ranging over Pham. He makes the catch by the foul line for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Simmons still at first base. Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 3 today. Gonzalez draws a walk here. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 2 outs for the second baseman Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 4. Line shot to short. Mercer picks it off. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 9th. They lead the Brewers 3-0 after 8.5 here in Milwaukee. New pitcher for the Reds, Edwin Diaz. Diaz 2 and 5 this season with a 2.59 ERA. He struck out 90 batters in 59 innings pitched. He's going for his 37th save today. He'll be facing the first baseman Brandon Belt. Belt 0 for 2 with a couple walks. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it, but he doesn't flip to Diaz in time. It's going to be an infield hit for Belt. He's on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder Tommy Pham. Pham 0 for 2. Oh no. They're going to have Diaz fall apart on me at the end of the season. Isn't that great? Runner first, nobody out. Pham 0 for 2. Diaz delivers. Fly ball to right field. Payton makes the grab in foul territory for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Brett Gardner, the pinch hitter. Gardner hitting .186 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. Diaz throws over to first. Belt back. Checks the runner. Delivers to Gardner at the plate. Ground ball to short. 6-4-3 double play. That ends the game, and the Reds win here in Milwaukee 3-0. Good start by John Gray. Good news for us there. He only had a couple Ks, though. Rivera with a good outing. Diaz, he always scares me a little bit. But he got his 37th save of the season. All right, let's see check the standings real quick. We'll finish today. All right, the Pirates won, so they're still 1 game back. But you know, I want to win out anyway, so we're going to try to win these last 5 games. And that way we don't have to worry about them catching up to us. Do I have Fulmer? Is Fulmer ready to start today? Yeah, he's rested. All right, let's check the splits on Ryan Williams here. Lefty's hitting considerably better against him. So, I mean, right-handers are doing all right, too. So I don't think it really matters who I start. Let's see, all levels. Probably pitched. All right. Jagiello didn't have a good game. I think he had a couple walks. Actually, he did have a pretty good game. Well, let's see. I don't think Derek Fisher had a good game. Well, 1 for 4 with an RBI. I mean, that's good enough. We kind of want to get him... Moss is in a slump, although he was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Actually, you might do it this way. Derek Fisher has some speed. We can put him in the 9th spot, use him sort of as a second leadoff hitter. We got decent speed at the top of the lineup with Albies and Brinson. Profar. And we're going left, right, left. Welcome to Miller Park in Milwaukee, where the Milwaukee Brewers are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Pitching today for the Brewers, Ryan Williams. Williams 3-5 with a 4.9 ERA. He struck out 45 batters in 68 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .308 with 7 RBIs. 0-2 pitch to Albies. Top ground ball back to the mound. Williams up with it, throws out Albies at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, the center fielder Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson hitting .260 with 20 home runs and 67 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Well, look at that. Flores has to put in his pocket. Brinson gets himself an infield single. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the third baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .284 with 10 home runs and 51 RBIs. I'm gonna give Brinson the green light here. Brinson takes off for second. He's in safely with his 25th stolen base this season. He's now in scoring position with 1 out for Profar. Williams delivers. Ground ball to third base. Flores up with it, throws out Profar at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Brinson still down in scoring position at second base. Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge hitting .239 with 9 home runs and 29 RBIs. Recently won Player of the Week in the NL. High deep drive to left field. Judge got all that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds have taken a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Two outs. The first baseman, Eric Jagiello, steps in. Jagiello hitting .263 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Williams strikes him out to end the inning. But the Reds score 2 on the Aaron Judge 2-run home run. They lead the Brewers 2-0 after a half inning. Pitching today for the Reds, Michael Fulmer. Fulmer 12-10 on the season with a 2.86 ERA. He struck out 204 batters and 213 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Brewers second baseman Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez hitting .252 with 4 home runs and 38 RBIs. Liner to center. Brinson in on it. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Wilson Ramos steps to the plate. Ramos hitting .255 with 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. Big shift on for Ramos. He hits it down to third base. Profar up with it. Throws him out at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The center fielder Mike Trout stands in. Trout hitting .292 with 30 home runs and 76 RBIs. Fulmer delivers. Liner through the left side of the infield. Base hit for Trout. They'll be on at first with good speed for the first baseman Brandon Belt. Belt hitting .282 with 16 home runs and 82 RBIs. Fulmer delivers. Fly ball to center field. Brinson in on it. Puts it away for the last out here in the bottom of the first. And the Reds lead the Brewers 2-0 after 1 here in Milwaukee. Oscar Hernandez to lead off the top of the second for the Reds. The catcher hitting .270 with 13 home runs and 53 RBIs. Fly ball to right field. Martinez in on it. Puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons stands in. Simmons hitting .240 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs. Hard hit ball down the left field line. Base hit for Simmons. He's digging for second base. He's in there standing with a double. He's now in scoring position with 1 out for the pitcher Michael Fulmer. Fulmer's a decent bunter. I'm going to try to lay down the bunt. Fulmer hitting .176 on the season with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. Called on the bunt here. Puts it down to first base. They go to third. I'm going to stop bunting because it never works. It never works. Like 3 times out of 4, they throw out the lead runner. Fulmer on at first. 2 outs in the inning. Derek Fisher at the plate. Fisher, the left fielder, hitting .222 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. High deep drive to right field. Is it deep enough? No, it dies on the track. JD Martinez puts it away for the last out here in the top of the second. And the Reds lead the Brewers 2-0 after 1.5 here in Milwaukee. JD Martinez to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second. Martinez hitting .269 with 27 home runs and 82 RBIs. Fulmer delivers. He plunks Martinez. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the shortstop Jordy Mercer. Mercer hitting .237 with 4 home runs and 29 RBIs. Fulmer checks the runner, delivers to Mercer at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Wilmer Flores stands in. The third baseman hitting .249 with 19 home runs and 57 RBIs. Line shot to left field gets down and back to the wall for Flores. Martinez moves up to third on the play. Flores into second easily with a double. And the Brewers now have runners at second and third for the left fielder Brett Gardner. Gardner hitting .183 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. Fulmer checks the runner, delivers to Gardner at the plate. Fly ball to left field, coming in on it, Fisher. It's not deep enough to score the runner Martinez from third. They stay put, and the Brewers still have runners at second and third with 2 outs now for the pitcher Ryan Williams. Williams hitting .043 on the season. Fulmer delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Profar guns out Williams at first. And the Reds get out of the jam here in the bottom of the second. The Brewers strand 2 runners, fail to score. They trail the Reds 2-0 after 2 here in Milwaukee. Ozzie Albies to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Tries to lay down a bunt. Gets it down to third base. Throw to first is in time to nip Albies. 1 out in the inning. Lewis Brinson at the plate. The center fielder 1 for 1.
Strike 3.
Williams strikes him out for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 down. Jurickson Profar steps in. Profar, the third baseman, 0 for 1. Hard hit ball down to second. Hernandez up with it, throws out Profar at first, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 3rd. They lead the Brewers 2-0 after 2.5 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 3rd, Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
Fulmer strikes him out for the 1st out of the inning. 1 down, Wilson Ramos stands in, the catcher 0 for 1.
Strike 3. You're out.
Fulmer strikes him out for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 down. Mike Trout steps to the plate. Trout, the center fielder, 1 for 1. Fulmer delivers. High deep drive to left field. I think Trout got all of that one. It's deep. And it's gone. And the Brewers have cut the lead to 1 on the Mike Trout solo home run. It's now 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Trout's been unusually quiet against the Reds this year. I think he took out his frustration on that ball. 2 outs in the inning. Brandon Bell at the plate. The first baseman 0 for 1. Line shot to right center field. Over it to get it is Judge. He makes a nice catch deep in the gap to steal extra bases from Belt. And the Reds get out of the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Brewers score a run on the Mike Trout solo home run. They lead the Brewers 2-1 after 3. Aaron Judge to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 4th. Judge 1 for 1 on the day with a 2-run home run. Williams delivers. High, deep drive to left field. Did Judge get all that one? He did. It's not coming back. And the Reds have taken back their run here in the top of the 4th on the Aaron Judge solo home run. It's now 3-1. They lead the Brewers. Still nobody out in the inning. Eric Jagiello steps to the plate. The first baseman 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first base. Belt up with it. Takes the bag himself. Jagiello is retired for the 1st out of the inning. 1 down. The catcher, Oscar Hernandez, stands in. Hernandez 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Mercer up with it. Throws out Hernandez at first for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 down. Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. The shortstop 1 for 1. High pop-up on the infield. Flores under it, puts it away for the last out here in the bottom of the 4th. Or, top of the 4th, I'm sorry. The Reds score a run. The lead is now 2 again. 3-1 over the Brewers after 3.5. J.D. Martinez to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 4th. Martinez, I believe he drew a walk. Oh, no, he got plunked. Fulmer hit him in his first at-bat. Line shot back up the middle, base hit for Martinez. He's on at first base with nobody out for the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. Mercer 0 for 1. Fulmer throws over to first. Martinez back. Checks the runner, delivers to Mercer at the plate. Ground ball to second. Albies to Simmons to Jagiello. They turn a 4-6-3 double play. 2 outs now in the inning. The third baseman, Wilmer Flores, stands in. Flores 1 for 1. Fulmer delivers. Strikes out Flores to end the inning. The Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the 4th. They trail the Reds 3-1 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 5th, Michael Fulmer. Fulmer 0 for 1. He tried to lay down a sacrifice, and Simmons got thrown out going to third. Williams strikes him out to begin the inning. 1 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. The left fielder 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the leadoff hitter, Ozzie Albies. I'm going to give Fisher the green light here. 0-1 the count. We'll do run and hit. Oh, line shot to right field. Gets down for a base hit for Albies. Fisher was running on the play. He gets to third base. And the Reds now have runners on the corners with one out for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 2 today. Well, Albies had the green light and they pitched out. He was smart enough not to go. Uh, 1-1 the count. Albies takes off for second base. No throw. Albies gets his 16th stolen base this season. Now 1-2 the count to Brinson. Reds with runners at second and third, with one out in the inning. Infield playing in. Ground ball to second. Hernandez up with it. Throws out Brinson at first. The runners have to stay put. Now 2 outs in the inning. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 0 for 2. Base hit for Profar to left field. Runner Fisher scores from third. Albies trying to score from second, and he's thrown out at the plate. But the Reds score 1 on the Jurickson Profar RBI single. They now lead the Brewers 4-1 after 4.5 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 5th, Brett Gardner. Gardner 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the pinch hitter, Tommy Pham. Pham hitting .224 with 13 home runs and 36 RBIs. Fulmer throws over to first. Gardner back. Checks the runner, delivers to Pham at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Cesar Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 0 for 2. Fulmer throws over. Gardner back. Checks the runner, delivers to Hernandez. Ground ball down to third base. Profar with a gun to first to just nip Hernandez. Gardner moves up to second on the play. 2 outs now. Wilson Ramos at the plate. The catcher 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
And Fulmer strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers strand a runner, fail to score. They trail the Reds 4-1 after 5 here in Milwaukee. Aaron Judge to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 6th. He's a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with 2 home runs. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Brewers, James Hoyt. Hoyt 4-1 with a 4.06 ERA. He struck out 67 batters in 57 2/3 innings pitched. Strikes out Judge to begin the inning. 1 down. Eric Jagiello stands in. Jagiello 0 for 2. Ground ball back up the middle. Mercer, the shortstop, playing on top of the second base bag, fields it and throws out Jagiello at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The catcher, Oscar Hernandez, stands in. Hernandez 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Cesar Hernandez up with it, throws out Oscar Hernandez at first for the last out here in the top of the 6th. And the Reds go down 1-2-3. They lead the Brewers 4-1 after 5.5 here in Milwaukee. Mike Trout to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Brewers. He's a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with a solo home run. Fulmer delivers. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Trout. He's on first with good speed for the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Belt 0 for 2. I guess I can get Strom up just in case. Fulmer throws over to first. Trout back. Checks the runner, delivers to Belt at the plate. Ground ball down to third. Profar to Albies to Jagiello. 5-4-3 is the double play. And there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th for the Brewers, with J.D. Martinez coming to the plate. Martinez 1 for 1 today. He's been hit by a pitch. Fulmer delivers.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out Martinez to end the inning. After 6, the Brewers trail the Reds 4-1 here in Milwaukee. Andrelton Simmons to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the 7th. Simmons 1 for 2. Hoyt delivers. Hard hit ball at the left side of the infield. Base hit for Simmons. He'll be on at first base for the pitcher Michael Fulmer. How many pitches does Fulmer have? 87. We'll let him bunt. Fulmer 0 for 2 on the day. Tries to get down a sacrifice here. He pops it up. And the catcher, Wilson Ramos, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Simmons still down at first base. Derek Fisher at the plate. Fisher 0 for 1 with a walk. Line shot through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Fisher. Simmons moves up to second on the play. Reds have runners at first and second with 1 out for the leadoff hitter Ozzie Albies. Albies the second baseman, 1 for 3. Ground ball down to third base. Flores steps on the bag and throws to first for the 5-3 double play. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 7th. They lead the Brewers 4-1 after 6.5. Altavilla is still ready, so I'm going to set him down so I don't get him tired. Leading off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 7th, Jordy Mercer, the shortstop 0 for 2. Fulmer delivers. Line shot to center field, gets down for a base hit for Mercer. He's on at first base with nobody out for the third baseman, Wilmer Flores. Flores 1 for 2. Fulmer throws over to first. Mercer back, checks the runner, delivers to Flores at the plate. Top ground ball back to the pitcher. It goes 1-6-3, the double play. Fulmer thinking quickly, going to Simmons at second to initiate the double play. Now 2 outs in the inning. Brett Gardner at the plate. Gardner, the left fielder, 0 for 1. He's drawn a walk. Line shot to left field, gets down for a base hit for Gardner. He'll be on at first with 2 outs for the pinch hitter, Jeremy Hazelbaker. Hazelbaker hitting .268 with 12 home runs and 27 RBIs. We'll give Fulmer one more batter here. Checks the runner, Gardner, delivers to Hazelbaker at the plate. Gardner trying to take off for second base. He's in there safely. Now in scoring position with 2 outs. Hazelbaker with a ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws him out at first, and the Brewers are retired here in the top of the bottom of the 7th. Okay, I think that's the last inning for Fulmer. Rivero's tired. I'll get Altavilla back up. I'll get him into the game. We'll let, hopefully Diaz can close it out. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 8th, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 3. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Brewers, Rich Hill. Hill 4-7 with a 5.53 ERA. Struck out 66 batters and 66 2/3 innings pitched. Delivers the 2-2 pitch to Brinson. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down, Jurickson Profar steps to plate. Profar 1 for 3 today with an RBI. You know, it's getting late in the game. It's a left-handed pitcher. Let me make sure. Check his splits. Actually, everybody's hitting pretty well against him. Lefties are better. Well, I'm going to put Yandy Diaz in anyway because he's a good third baseman and I want to give him some playing time. Pinch hitting and playing third base for the Reds, Yandy Diaz. Diaz hitting .203 with 2 home runs and 11 RBIs. Hill delivers. Strikes out Diaz for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Judge 2 for 3 today with 2 home runs. A solo home run and a 2-run bomb. Hill delivers, strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th. They lead the Brewers 4-1 after 7.5. There is a lefty coming up. Altavia is pretty good versus lefties, though. Alright. New pitcher for the Reds, Dan Altavia. Altavia 5-2 with a 3.53 ERA. He struck out 92 batters in 66 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Brewers' second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 3. Altavia delivers a 3-1 pitch, ground ball down to first base. Jagiello up with it, takes the bag himself. Hernandez is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings Wilson Ramos to plate. Ramos 0 for 3.
Strike 3, you're out.
Altavia strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The center fielder Mike Trout stands in. Trout a perfect 3 for 3 on the day with a solo home run. Altavia strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. They trail the Reds 4-1 here in Milwaukee. Now, let's see. Edwin Diaz is alright. 89% rested. Okay, I guess we can get him in the game. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 9th, Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 0 for 3. He draws a walk here. Uh-oh, they have to take Rich Hill out of the ball game. New pitcher for the Brewers, Jason Gurka. Gurka 3-1 with a 2.63 ERA. Struck out 73 batters in 65 innings pitched. He'll be facing the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 3. Jagiello down at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Snap throw to first. Jagiello back. 2-2 the count. He delivers to Hernandez. Fly ball to left field. Coming in on it, Gardner. He makes a catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, steps to the plate. Simmons 2 for 3 today. It's a wild pitch. Jagiello is able to move up to second. He's now in scoring position with 1 out for the shortstop, Simmons. 3-1 the count. He walks Simmons. Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the pitcher, Dan Altavia. Let's see. Let's look at Gurka's batting splits. Basically, it really doesn't matter. Although I'm sure there's a little bit of an advantage to batting right-handed versus him. Runners at first and second, one out in the inning. Heimer Candelario, the pinch hitter for Dan Altavilla. Candelario hitting .243 with 16 home runs and 62 RBIs. He'd be instructed to take a pitch here. 1-0 the count. Might as well take another one. And Gurka throws a strike. First and second. Full line shot to right field. Gets down and back to the wall for Candelario. He's into second easily with a double. Runner Jagiello scores from second. Simmons moves up to third. And the Reds now have runners at second and third with one out in the inning for the left fielder Derek Fisher. New pitcher for the Brewers, Kevin Quackenbush. Quackenbush 3-0 with a 1.34 ERA. Struck out 43 batters in 53 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's shutting down everybody. Although you're a little bit of an advantage if you're hitting right-handed against him. Well, let's see. Who we're going to let finish off the game. Ellington's a good strikeout guy. All right, runners at second and third, one out. Fisher at the plate. Fisher 1 for 2 on the day. Quackenbush delivers. The 1-0 pitch. Oh, they give him a free pass. The bases are now full of Reds for the leadoff hitter Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 4. Well, I could put Cabrera in it. I'll leave Albies in. I'll let him hit. We'll see how he handles this. Albies 1 for 4 on the day. Bases loaded. Quackenbush delivers. Hard hit ball down to first. I guess Belt retired Albies on the ground ball. Looked like he was running, really rushing down to first. Simmons scores from third. Reds now have runners at second and third with 2 outs for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 4. That was kind of an odd play. Reds now lead 6-1 though. They're going to walk Brinson to load the bases again for Yandy Diaz. Diaz 0 for 1. Quackenbush delivers the 3-0 pitch. Diaz draws a walk. That forces in the runner Candelario from third. And the Reds now lead 7-1 over the Brewers. Bases still full of Reds. Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge 2 for 4 today with a couple of home runs. Quackenbush delivers. Pop-up into short right field. Going out Belt. He makes a catch, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the 9th, but not before they score 3 runs. They now lead the Brewers 7-1 after 8.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Brian Ellington. Ellington, without a record on the season, a 4.5 ERA. He struck out 13 batters in 8 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Brewers' first baseman, Brandon Belt. Belt 0 for 3.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Belt for the first out of the inning. 1 down. J.D. Martinez stands in. The right fielder 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The shortstop, Jordy Mercer, stands in. Mercer 1 for 3. High deep drive to left center field. Mercer got all of that one. It's a solo home run. And the Brewers now trail by 5, 7-2. Stepping to the plate, Wilmer Flores. Flores, the third baseman, 1 for 3. Ellington delivers, ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws to Jagiello at first. And the Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the ninth. They've lost to the Reds 7-2 here in Milwaukee. Good start by Fulmer. Altavilla coming in. Good inning of work. Big game for Judge. I think he's hitting better now. Everybody, I mean, Albies, you know, he made contact when he needed to. He didn't grind it into a double play. Got that run to score from third. Simmons with a nice game. Derek Fisher, he's getting on base. 1 for 2, couple walks. I like how the team's doing. Alright, let's end the day. Let's see what the standings look like tomorrow. Alright, Pittsburgh won, so there's still only 1 game back. We've got a magic number of 4. Let's look at the expanded, playoff. Pennant chase. I think we clinched a, we clinched a wild card spot. Pirates are in the playoffs as well. So, I'll be right back after a second. Sorry about that. Fresh cup of coffee. Alright. Well, I very much prefer to win the division here. It'd be nice if the Pirates would drop off here. But I've got my fate in my own hands. If I can win out, there's no way they can pass me. Norris is supposed to be the starter, but he's still got his herniated disc. 3 more days. I mean, if it wasn't affecting his throwing, it's got a moderate effect on his throwing. I'd probably start him if it was, minimal. But I don't really see the benefit in starting him if it's having a negative impact on his performance. So we'll probably start somebody else today. We'll see who's ready in the bullpen. Yusmeiro Petit is ready to throw. Michael Ross ready to throw. I suppose we'll start Petit, although Roth has pitched better. If you look at Petit, though, he's got a inflated batting average on balls in play against him. That could be because he's laying up softies, or it could be, he's pitched into bad luck. It's hard to say. So we're going to have Petit start today. Seth Lugo is their starter. He got a nice record so far this year. Check out his splits. Lefties have hit pretty considerably better against him. So we're going to stack lefties if we can. Profar, Brinson, Jagiello did draw a walk. Scored a run. I think he's coming back down to earth, though. Derek Fisher had a nice game. Let's see, Albies, Profar, Judge, Jagiello. I kind of like this alignment. Welcome to Miller Park in Milwaukee, where the Milwaukee Brewers are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Brewers, Seth Lugo. Lugo's 6-1 with a 3.64 ERA. He struck out 70 batters in 94 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .304 with 8 RBIs. Fly ball to deep right field. Martinez back on it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. One down. Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, stands in. Brinson hitting .260 with 20 home runs and 67 RBIs.
Strike three.
Lugo strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jurickson Profar stands in, the third baseman hitting .285 with 10 home runs and 52 RBIs. Line shot to the right side of the infield, base hit for Profar. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge hitting .242 with 11 home runs and 32 RBIs. Fly ball to right center field. JD Martinez over. Makes the catch in the gap. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the first. They strand a runner, fail to score. No score after a half inning in Milwaukee. Pitching today for the Reds, Yusmeiro Petit. Petit 1-2 with a 5.17 ERA. He struck out 48 batters in 54 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Milwaukee Brewers second baseman Wilmer Flores. Flores hitting .249 with 19 home runs and 75 RBIs. Petit strikes out Flores to start off the inning. One down, Wilson Ramos stands in. Wilmos Ryson? Is that That's a new form of dyslexia, I guess. I mix up names. Wilson Ramos, the second hitter here for the Brewers here in the bottom of the first. Ramos hitting .252 with 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. Big shift on for Ramos. Ground ball down to third base. Profar throws to first, but it's off target. Ramos on first on the Profar error. The Brewers bring Mike Trout to the plate, the center fielder, hitting .296 with 31 home runs and 77 RBIs. Ramos at first, one out in the inning. Pettit delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Profar takes the short route to second to Albies to cut down the runner Ramos. 2 outs in the inning. Trout down at first base. Brandon Belt at the plate. Belt, the first baseman, hitting .280 with 16 home runs and 82 RBIs. Pettit throws over to first. Trout back. Checks the runner, delivers to Bell at the plate. Looper to right field, drops in for a base hit in front of Judge. Trout moves up to third. The Brewers now have runners at the corners with 2 outs for the right fielder J.D. Martinez. Martinez hitting .270 with 27 home runs and 82 RBIs. Pop up to short left. Simmons out, makes the catch. The Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the first. They threaten, strand 2 runners, and fail to score. 0-0 after 1 here in Milwaukee. Eric Jagiello, the first baseman, to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the second. Jagiello hitting .244 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Line shot down the first base line. Belt picks it off for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The catcher, Oscar Hernandez, stands in. Hernandez hitting .267 with 13 home runs and 53 RBIs. Line shot to deep right center field. Martinez over, makes the catch in the gap for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, stands in. Simmons hitting .243 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs. Hitting considerably better lately. Hard hit ball to short. Marwin Gonzalez up with it, throws out Simmons at first. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. No score after 1.5 in Milwaukee. Joey Gallo to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the second. The third baseman hitting .214 with 18 home runs and 39 RBIs. Opposite field shot for Gallo. Fisher's able to make the catch just short of the wall for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Marwin Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez hitting .282 with 5 home runs and 18 RBIs. Pettit delivers. Line shot to right field. Gets down and back to the wall for Gonzalez. He slides into second safely with a double. And the Brewers have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the left fielder Brian Goodwin. Goodwin hitting .250 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Pettit checks the runner Gonzalez, delivers to Goodwin at the plate. Pop up on the infield. Profar under it, puts it away in foul territory for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the pitcher Seth Lugo to the plate. Lugo hitting .231 with an RBI. Pettit checks the runner Gonzalez, delivers to Lugo. Line shot to left field, gets down for a base hit for Lugo. Gonzalez is trying to score from second, and Fisher guns him down from left field. The Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the second. No score after 2 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the third, the pitcher Yasmero Petit. Petit hitting .143 with an RBI. Ground ball down to first base. Bell up with it. Flips to Lugo, who covers for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The left fielder Derek Fisher steps to the plate. Fisher hitting .226 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. Lugo strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Ozzie Albies stands in. Albies 0 for 1. Let's see. Good defense all around. Catcher first and third. So I'm going to go ahead and swing away with Albies. Line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Albies. He'll be on at first with 2 down for the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 1. With 2 outs, I'm going to go ahead and try a steal. Albies takes off for second base. And Ramos cuts him down. The Reds are retired here in the top of the third. No score after 2.5 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the third, Wilmer Flores. Flores 0 for 1. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Petit up with it. Throws out Flores at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The catcher Wilson Ramos stands in. Ramos 0 for 1. Big shift on for Ramos. Line shot to left field. Fisher catches it in his tracks. 2 outs. Mike Trout at the plate. The center fielder 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Petit strikes him out to end the inning. Brewers go down 1-2-3 in their half of the third. No score in Milwaukee after 3. Lewis Brinson lead off the top of the fourth for the Reds. Brinson 0 for 1. Hard hit ball down at third base. Gallo up with it. Throws out Brinson at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. Profar 1 for 1. Fly ball to deep center field. Gets down and back off the wall for Profar. He's in the second easily with a double. And the Reds now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 1. They give Judge the free pass. Wow. Reds now have runners at first and second for the first baseman Eric Jagiello. Jagiello 0 for 1. That's some respect for Judge to give him a intentional walk in the 4th inning. Ground ball to second, or the shortstop on the right-hand side of the second base bag. It goes 6-5-3, the double play. And it seems like the intentional walk was the correct move. The Reds go down in the top of the 4th. They fail to score. 0-0 after 3.5 in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 4th, Brandon Belt. Belt 1 for 1. Line shot to right field. Gets back to the wall for Belt. He's into second with a double. And the Brewers have something cooking here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner at second base. Nobody out. J.D. Martinez at the plate. Martinez 0 for 1. Ped checks the runner. Belt delivers to Martinez. Looper to left center field gets down for a base hit from Martinez. And the Brewers now have runners at the corners with nobody out for the third baseman Joey Gallo. Gallo 0 for 1. Petit's still feeling good. I wonder why it's showing me relief pictures. That's interesting. Double switch for the Reds. Coming in and playing first base, Adrian Gonzalez. New pitcher, Matt Strom. Strom 2-5 with a 6.79 ERA. He struck out 42 batters in 54 in the third innings pitched. Strom checks the runners, delivers to Gallo at the plate. Big shift on for Gallo, and he walked him. Base is now loaded for the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 1. High deep drive to left center field. Gonzalez has gone deep, and the Brewers have taken a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Marwin Gonzalez, grand slam home run. That brings Brian Goodwin to the plate. Goodwin 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Goodwin at first for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the pitcher Seth Lugo to the plate. Lugo 1 for 1. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it. Flips to Strom, who covers for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Wilmer Flores stands in, the second baseman 0 for 2. Strom strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers score 4 on the Marwin Gonzalez grand slam home run. They now lead the Reds 4-0 after 4 here in Milwaukee. Oscar Hernandez to lead off the top of the 5th for the Reds. He's 0 for 1. High deep drive to left center field. Goodwin makes a catch on the track for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Andrelton Simmons stands in, the shortstop 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Gonzalez up with it, throws out his opposite number at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez stands in, the first baseman hitting .270 on the season with 24 home runs and 66 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Flores up with it, throws out Gonzalez at first, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. They trail the Brewers 4-0 after 4.5. Wilson Ramos to lead off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 5th. The catcher 0 for 2. Big shift on, line shot to left field. And Fisher drops it. Ramos will be into second on the error. He's in scoring position with nobody out for the center fielder Mike Trout. Trout 0 for 2. Strom checks the runner. Ramos delivers to Trout at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Brings the first baseman Brandon Belt to the plate. Belt a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. Ramos still out at second. 1 out. Line shot to right field. Gets down and back to the wall for Belt. Ramos will score from second on the play. And the Brewers now lead 5-0 over the Reds here in the bottom of the 5th. He can still pound the zone. You've been pounding that zone. You've been pounding that zone. Oh, man. He can pound the zone. New pitcher for the Reds, Ryan Garten. Garten yet to give up a run on the season in 3 third innings pitched. He struck out 4 batters in that time. Michael Felice might need some work too. Garten will be pitching to J.D. Martinez. Martinez, the right fielder, 1 for 2. Belt out at second base, 1 out in the inning. Garten delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Martinez at first. Belt had to stay at second on the play. 2 down now. Joey Gallo at the plate. Gallo 0 for 1 with a walk. Garden strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers score a run. They extend their lead to 5. They lead the Reds 5-0 after 5. These guys are both ready. I'll probably get Fleas in the game just to pitch him, see how he pitches. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 6th, Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
Strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies 1 for 2. Line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Albies. He'll be on at first with 1 down for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Lugo strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jurickson Profar steps to the plate. The third baseman, a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. Top ground ball back to the mound. Lugo fields it cleanly, throws on to first to retire Profar. The Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th. They trail the Brewers 5-0 after 5.5. Marwin Gonzalez to lead off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 6th. The shortstop, a perfect 2 for 2 on the day with a grand slam home run. Garden into his second inning of work, delivers. Ground ball down to second. Albies up with it. Throws out Gonzalez at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Brian Goodwin steps to plate. Goodwin 0 for 2. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first with 1 down for the pitcher Seth Lugo. Lugo 1 for 2. Gets the bunt down. They go to second, cut down the lead runner. You know, bunts don't work out very often in this game. I think they need to adjust that. They work all the time in big league baseball. I know, you know, I think as the trend with sabermetricians is to hate the bunt, but every now and then it's something you want to do. All right. Lugo down at first, 2 outs in the inning. Wilmer Flores at the plate. Flores 0 for 3.
Strike 3. You're out.
And Garten strikes him out to end the inning. The Brewers retired in the bottom of the 6th. They strand a runner, fail to score, but they lead the Reds 5-0 here in Milwaukee. Aaron Judge to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 7th. Judge 0 for 1. He's been intentionally walked. High fly ball to right field. J.D. Martinez under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Ryan Garten to the plate. We'll bring Heimer Candelario in to pinch hit. Pinch hitting for Garten, Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .244 with 16 home runs and 63 RBIs. Lugo delivers. Line shot past the second baseman into right center field for a base hit. Candelario on at first with 1 down for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2. Hernandez draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with 1 out in the inning for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 2. Ground ball down to third base. Gallo's only play is to first. He retires Simmons. Candelario moves up to third. Hernandez to second. Reds now have runners at second and third for the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1. It should also be noted that Gonzalez is hitting 179 with runners in scoring position, so we'll see how he fares here. Line shot to second base. Flores picks it off. Gonzalez is retired. He's probably hitting like 178 now with runners in scoring position. New pitcher for the Reds, Michael Felice. Felice 1 and 4 with a 5.61 ERA. He struck out 24 batters in 25 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Ramos 0 for 3 on the day. Big shift on for Ramos. Ground ball back up the middle. Albies up with it. Throws out Ramos at first for the first out of the inning. One down. Mike Trout at the plate. Trout 0 for 3. Felice walks him to put a runner down at first base with one out for the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Belt, a perfect 3 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Felice throws over to first. Trout back. Checks the runner, delivers to Belt at the plate. Trout takes off for second base. Oh, they cut him down. 2 outs now in the inning. Felice delivers to Belt, strikes him out to end the inning. And the Brewers are retired here in the bottom of the 7th. They lead the Reds 5-0 after 7 here in Milwaukee. Derek Fisher to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 8th. He's 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Lugo strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. The second baseman 2 for 3. Line shot to left field. Goodwin makes a nice catch in the gap for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Lewis Brents to the plate. The center fielder 0 for 3. Fly ball to left field. Goodwin makes a catch for the last out here in the top of the 8th. And the Reds go down 1-2-3. They trail the Brewers 5-0 after 7.5. J.D. Martinez to lead off for the Brewers in the bottom of the 8th. He's 1 for 3. I guess we could pitch Coda Glover too. Felice into his second inning of work, delivers to Martinez. Line shot to left field. Fisher in on it, makes a catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Joey Gallo steps in. Gallo 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it, throws out Gallo at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, stands in. Gonzalez 2 for 3 today with a grand slam home run. Felice strikes him out to end the inning. Brewers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th, but they lead the Reds 5-0 here in Milwaukee. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the 9th, Jurickson Profar. Profar 2 for 3. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. New pitcher for the Brewers, Cam Bedrosian. Bedrosian 1 and 6 with a 3.25 ERA. He struck out 123 batters in 88 2/3 innings pitched. He delivers to Judge, the 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Yeah, it's a remote possibility. And if I do score enough runs to have somebody pitch the ninth, it'll probably be a while. All right. We got Cam Bedrosian in pitching. Let's check his splits. Right-hander's hitting slightly better against him. So we'll pinch hit with David Freese. Pinch hitting for the Reds, David Freese. Freese hitting .237 with 11 home runs and 34 RBIs. Profar down at first base, 1 out in the inning.
Strike 3.
Bedrosian strikes him out for the second out of the inning, 2 down. Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez 0 for 2 with a walk. He draws another one here. The Reds have runners at first and second with 2 down for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 3. He draws a walk. I guess I should be taking pitches. Oh, the bases are loaded for Adrian Gonzalez. You know, Gonzalez hitting 170-something on the season with runners in scoring position. This would be a situation where he could completely redeem himself with a big hit. I think I'm going to leave him in just to see if he can do it. Now pitching for the Brewers, Craig Kimbrell. Kimbrell 5-13 with a 6.9 ERA. He struck out 99 batters in 61 1/3 innings pitched. Let's see what his splits are. OPS is actually better versus right, but it's not enough of a difference that I'm going to lift Gonzalez. I want to give old Adrian a chance to redeem himself here. Let's see what happens. Kimbrell delivers the 2-0 pitch. Top ground ball down to first base. Belled up with it, takes it to the bag himself. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the ninth. They lose to the Brewers 5-0 in Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee avoided the sleep. The sleep? Yeah, they're not sleeping. I didn't sweep them. We can sweep together after the game. Yasmero Petit. Maybe I should have started Norris. I don't know. We weren't scoring any runs anyway, so I don't know that it would have mattered. All right, let's end the day. Let's see what position we're in when we get to Chicago tomorrow. We're still in first. I guess Pittsburgh lost. Yes, they did. Let's see who's pitching for the Cubs. Ian Kennedy, Jose De Leon. Pitched very well at Iowa. And Danny Salazar. So the last day of the season, we get to face Danny Salazar. I wonder if Norris is... he's got 2 days. So if Norris pitches, he's going to pitch on Gray's day here. Got Tyler Skaggs. Fulmer's gassed. See, this... I'm just kind of in a bad situation here. I might have to start Michael Roth. I don't think Gray's going to be ready for the start on... 3 days ago, he would have to pitch. Well, we'll see. I might end up having to pitch Norris as much as I don't want to. It seems I've gotten all this way without pitching him with his herniated disc, and I'm going to have to pitch him with 1 day left because I this late in the season, if I think they've got tiebreakers on me, the Pirates. And I guess if I don't send one of my best out there, if I've got the opportunity, it would be kind of stupid. Unfortunately. But I'm going to end the stream here for now. Thank you for watching.